this night went after we went out.
So just, sorry, just to actually get this square, like, how long were you internet talking to each other, getting to really know each other's personality before you met?
We started talking in we started talking in May.
15.
And then and then we met in person on June 30th.
Oh wow, okay.
You like 10 days. Okay, so
that's amazing. That's so cool.
So you actually then met, you did because we wanted to meet quicker, we just couldn't.
So when we met, like, she had already planned that she was coming here, so it wasn't like she planned a trip to come visit me after we had started.
By the way, I'm in Boston.
Yeah, so it was just
it just was so
it just happened like that. And then so after that trip, it was short. It was what, 3 days or something? 3 days? Yeah.
But we did so much.
Yeah, we did so much in 3 days. We did all of Boston. She met my family and my friends. Still at that point, like, we knew we had feelings for each other, but there was no, like, she lived in Scotland. I lived in Boston. Like, there was still that, what are we doing? You know, what's going to happen? Like, is this a thing or what?
I think we knew it was a thing. Like,
we knew it was a thing, but like, what were we going to do?
It was definitely a thing.
It was a thing. It was
Thanks, John. Thanks, John, for that.
But there's always that, how is it going to work?
Like, is this going to work?
Let me ask 2 questions. I guess it's a 2-part question here. Before you guys found yourselves in a long-distance relationship, would you have understood how you can fall for someone you've never met? So there's that question. And then when she met your family, did they open up? Did they finally see how well you guys are together and kind of understand it a little bit more?
Yeah, so I definitely did not understand it. I did not at all. I thought in my, like, I was that person that was like, how could you ever feel that strongly about somebody? Right.
Yeah.
Or someone that you've spent so little time with, you know, like physical time with. So yeah, so that was hard. That was hard for me. That was hard for me to grasp the fact that, like, okay, not only did I not understand this, but it just happened to me. So, like, what am I doing?
Well, I mean, it's like a long-distance relationship is hard enough, but an international relationship, who actively seeks for that?
Right. Exactly. Right.
So, if it happens, it happens.
Exactly. So I was talking to someone and they said to me, you know, you got to look at it like this. They said, when you're dating someone that lives in your city or your whatever it may be, right, close by you, say you go out on 9 dates with that person. Yeah. You go out to dinner 9 times with that person, right? Yeah. The amount that you sit and actually talk to get to know that person is how much communication that Siobhan and I have in a 48-hour period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely different.
That's why I rationalized it the same. Like, people, like, somebody said, "Oh, but you can't get to know someone." I was thinking, me and Rachel have been together for 18 months of talking before I even touched her. Right. I know people who have a 3-date rule for sex. That's not
right. Exactly.
Dinner. That's fucking dinner. Right. Spend some time. Let's watch a movie. Hop on. Right. It's not like again.
Hop on? Did you just say hop on?
He did. He did.
And listen. Wow. Then a month later, and a month later, when they find out they're a little bit selfish, or they're a little bit selfish, then they go, "Oh, things weren't really working out. It's not really right for me."
Then they say, "Hop off."
Then they say, "Jog on."
I don't like this anymore. Off with you.
That's so funny. Yeah. So, and then our family, my family, meeting her, I am super close to my family, and I have a group of very, very close friends. My sister is my best friend. It's just like my family is extremely close, and they're super.
I'm very lucky because most families are dickheads.
I it's true. I know I am lucky. We actually we work together. We work together and everything. So, but my family initially loved Siobhan, which played a huge factor into me I mean, well, go ahead. I know you're going to say something.
It's just because I'm amazing.
I know you're going to say that. No, so yeah, my sister and her got off right away. They were like amazing. My daughter was away the weekend, that first weekend that she was here. So she met my nephew, who is just like my little buddy, and they got along great. She went to her first baseball game, and that was fun.
I did one time go to a baseball game years ago in LA, and I actually was just like,
I know. It's always exciting.
I was eating, I like food, so I was eating more than watching the game, but this time I actually watched it.
It's like Rounders, isn't it?
It is like Rounders. It is exactly like Rounders, except bigger stadiums and that.
And I was lucky enough to get to meet Siobhan's family in December. I went over there, and within the first like 24 hours within the first 24 hours that I was there, I think I literally had been introduced to every single person that Siobhan's ever made eye contact with in her entire life. It was like, all right, so at 3:00 we have to be here, and then at 3:50 we're going to go meet these people. I met so many people, and after those like first 2 days of meeting everybody, I sat down and I looked at her and I said, I have never felt so welcomed and loved by a group of people that I've never met in my life.
It was well.
because of your family, Siobhan, and because of your friends, and just the community that you have around you anyway, it seemed like you both fitted into each other's communities amazingly.
Well, it was really, really good because, like, as Hayley said, I met everyday her side on my first trip, which, you know, to most people probably would have been like, wow, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we don't even know, like, really, like, weren't official or anything, but I'm meeting her mum, I'm meeting her dad, I'm meeting her sister, but I loved everybody. Like, they all made me feel welcome and part of the family, and they were so nice to me. They couldn't have been any nicer to me. And like, as she said, I met her nephew Chance, and Chance is like a rock star. Like, he's going to be the next big thing in sports. And then I was just so lucky that Hayley trusted me enough to meet Grace on that trip, and me and Grace hit it off like that. Like, she was like mini me. It's really strange. Like, I feel like I'm her biological mum. Somehow stole her from me. I don't remember giving birth. I don't remember anything like that. But Hayley took her, and then I'm back and I'm like, that's how I feel.
She looks more like you than she looks like me.
She looks like me too.
She does.
She's got my personality, my sense of humour. She's a great lassie. But yeah, I met Grace on the first trip, and I just knew, like, you know, once you know, and once everything sets in place and stuff, you're just like, yeah, this is a good thing. And then obviously, you know, Hayley came here in December, and everybody
came back here.
I came back in July.
Yeah.
And then I came back in October, and then you came here in December.
Yeah.
So how many trips have you had all together? How many physical times?
No, and you came back another time when you were in Florida.
Yeah, that was July.
Oh, okay. So first trip, July.
4 trips in total.
Yeah.
How many?
4.
So an outsider, a knobhead, would be like, so you've only met each other 4 times. How do you know you want to be together?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's insane. I mean, we not only was I like not anti being in a relationship, but I definitely was very content in my life when I met Siobhan. There was like,
how many times have I said that? I've never been happier being by myself.
Yeah, I was just very.
My life and friendship.
Well, I'm stupid then because I was looking for the love of my life.
And I wasn't. I was not, especially when in England. Like,
right?
How big deal is that?
It called me old fashioned, but I wanted to find somebody to have a family with.
Oh, they're so cute.
And I just enjoyed Netflix on Sundays, you know. Totally.
Totally. I agree. And never mind being in a long distance relationship. And now we're planning a wedding. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, who am I? Like, I cannot, but there's not even one part of me that for 1 second questions whether or not this is exactly what I want. And it's
and that's when you know.
Feeling,
and when it becomes like so far apart and you don't know how you're going to make it work, but you just know it has to work. And like, you don't know how you're going to do it. You're going to take it one day at a time. You guys are engaged now. You're going to you're planning a wedding. You're going to be married. And then it's just from there, what? You know what I mean? Obviously visas, but what if it doesn't happen? And it doesn't matter. Like, okay, so I don't think she'll have any problem getting here or you moving there, being together permanently. I don't know that much of your story, obviously, but if there were no possible way to be together permanently, would you continue to do back and forth for the rest of your lives?
I would.
Oh God, I've never thought of that in my life. That's awful.
I love how you just went straight into, oh God, and I'm like, yeah, I would definitely. Like, we need a chat separate.
No.
Basically,
that would be really, I mean, I'm such a planner. Like, so the uncertainty, like when we're going to see each other next and when we're going to actually be permanently together, you know, that one-way ticket, like to not know that is definitely, like, as you all know, is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my entire life.
Well,
it's sucks.
With us, it would be the same with us, but Rachel can only visit when her eldest is with her dad for his half of the Christmas holiday and his half of the summer holiday. And they're 60 days apart.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got a countdown, whether it's 2 years or 4 years or 5 years. But we don't have.
And there's always that, you know, God forbid, knock on wood, that chance that Jon will be denied permanently. And so I'm kind of asking that, you know, just to see how you would feel about that, because if he were denied forever and just absolutely no, it's never going to happen, I would still go there every 6 months for the rest of my life. And it's not ideal, it's not convenient, but it's totally worth it. So.
Yeah.
We can't afford to spend $3,000 every 6 months. But what we could afford to do is me live in Mexico for all that money and see Rachel every other weekend. You know, Rachel could drive 4 hours to the border, or she could get on a plane and she could fly for $100. Like,
no, I won't.
Well, I'm not going to be living here, so you can come to England every 6 months, but I'm going to be in Mexico.
Okay, so which trip did you guys end up getting engaged? Tell us about that.
So definitely
actual real engagement, or did you know anyway you were going to get married?
No, we we had definitely,
we spoke about it.
We talked a lot about it, you know.
Because the one thing I will say is, see whenever I've been with people before, I always, at the back of my head, there's always like a doubt of do I really feel that way? Should I feel that way? Oh, this person's a good person, I should just try and give them a chance, whatever. With Hayley, there was never that. With Hayley, it was like, okay, I need to make this happen because she's literally the love of my life. I'm the happiest person I've ever been with Hayley. I can be me. I'm a goofball. Like, I'm an absolute, I think I'm hysterical, and I'm not.
Hysterical.
Apparently I'm not, right? Apparently my jokes are really bad, like dad jokes.
Wicked dad jokes, definitely.
But I laugh at myself.
But that's why I love your dad jokes.
Do you know what? Talking about dad jokes, Rachel's good at dad jokes, and she says, you should learn some. I'm like, I don't have a dad.
But you are a dad, so.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I need one to learn the jokes.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Nope, you don't.
But so anyway, so we had kind of talked about the fact that we had these feelings and whatever, and then the time that it happened was I had literally got off the plane in Boston in October. We got to the house and I was feeling rubbish. I had had a bit of a bad flight with my health and stuff, and I just felt really rubbish and tired. We went for dinner with our sister. We came back on the couch, and then this wrecking ball just disappeared somewhere. And I'm like, right, and she's got this dog, and I love her dog, so me and the dog are kind of cuddling. And then she comes back with this chalkboard. Now, I didn't have my glasses on, right? So I'm just a wee bit like, all right, oh, that's lovely. Oh, nobody's done this for me before. Like, actually make me something. And she's like, no, read it.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to get it.
Oh,
keep talking.
Right,
Okay, so I'll keep getting it. Which trip was this?
October.
Is that
So that was your third.
Yeah.
third trip?
So
So you'd only met each other 3 times.
yeah.
So
So
the second time I met you, we got married.
oh, Rachel. So she's like, read it, and I'm like, all right, okay. So I read it, and
I hold it nice and big.
yeah.
What does it say?
Yeah, you're gonna have to read it out so it'll come on the screen.
Okay. It says, oh my gosh. Oh God, I haven't read this since that night. You want me to read it, Siobhan?
Is it bad?
No. It's
Personal,
cute.
honestly, you don't have to. You can skip
Personal.
read
Don't read it if it's
No, read it. It's cute.
It's
don't
cute.
embarrass.
Okay. It says, you make me laugh, your eyes and your dimple, to always hold your hand, your big heart, to share dreams, the way you look at me, one step closer, your dad jokes, our trust, to always keep you safe and happy. I have loved you for 1,000 years and I'll love you for 1,000 more. To get to kiss you every day, ... And then it said, some of the reasons why I'm asking, marry me, Siobhan.
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. Like, no joke.
I wasn't really with it. I was so tired, and I was just like, oh, that's so nice. And then she's looking at me, and I'm like, and then I realised what it said, and I was just like, oh, yes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So let me so, all right. When I knew she was coming on that trip, and like I said, I was never one to think that I was going to want to get married, this, that, and the other. I knew she was coming. And a couple days before she was to arrive, I was sitting at home and I said, I have to I don't know what to do to make her like truly realize how much I actually do care about her. So me and my little one and my nephew, we went to the mall. And I said, all right, guys, I'm here to get Siobhan a ring. I need your help to pick one out. Because it was just like, I had to show her that she knew that I was, not anti getting married, but it just wasn't like, I was very happy. It was very comfortable,
Beautiful.
And
beautiful.
So I bought the ring and I was like, I have to do this. Like, I can't let her go back there without letting her really, truly know. So that was part one.
I knew that's.
I mean, no, but like, I know, but you know what I mean.
So that's beautiful.
So that was part one of our engagement, though.
Oh,
we did it in 2 parts.
We did.
What's the other part?
Because like, what is the rule with with lesbians? Like, does one just get the ring? Do we both get the ring? Does one propose, one not? Nobody knows.
That was the elephant in the room. I wasn't gonna go.
Oh yeah, no, we just went with it. We have no idea. We've never done this before.
So I was like, right, okay, she's coming over in December. December's her birthday. I'm going to do something nice. So she'd never been in Scotland before. So I was like, right, okay, so planning a few things around Scotland and that. And then I thought, right, I'm going to do something nice on her birthday. And then I thought, what can I do? And I thought, right, I'll propose to her. But where's the best place to propose in Scotland but Edinburgh Castle? So I got in contact with Edinburgh Castle, and officially we were the first LGBT couple to ever get proposed to, like, in Edinburgh Castle. I got a photographer and the likes and whatever set up, and I was wicked nervous, so nervous. I actually went into a diabetic hypo walking around like one of the castle museum rooms, like, and poor Hayley's like feeding me hypo-stopping chocolate, and all I knew was we had to be at the Great Hall in Edinburgh Castle by 2 o'clock. The code word for the staff in Edinburgh Castle to know that it was me coming to do the proposal was I was to go up to a lassie and say, oh, I like the tapestry up there. Can I see it closer? Now, this tapestry was on a balcony. The tapestry is bigger than Big Ben, I would say. You could see this tapestry from down in the bottom of the hall, but this was a whole code to get me up to the balcony, so we had a private balcony.
I'm like, we don't need to go see it. We can see it from here. Like,
and I'm
don't
like,
worry about it.
don't ruin my plans. We're going up to the balcony. So we went up to the balcony, and then this lassie is like brimming from ear to ear. She's just like, and I'm like, stop.
Oh, the girl that works there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, come on, guys, let's go look at the painting. Like, I'm like, what? Like, Siobhan, is it because you're Scottish? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, why are they letting us do this? Like, they had to take us out through like this little like door and then like lead us up this little like path outside to get back into the Great Hall to go up the back stairs to the big balcony. I'm like, what? Like, why are we doing this? Like, and I just didn't say anything. It was pouring rain. I was like miserable.
Yeah, we were like drowned rats,
Hold on. Right before this happened, Siobhan, I feel her like touching my hair. And I'm like,
okay,
and I looked over at her and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, nothing. And she's got a freaking hairbrush, like one of those folding hairbrushes. And she's brushing my hair. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, she'll throw her hair in a ponytail and call it a day. Like, if anyone was going to do that, it would have been me. And I'm like, well, I don't get, like, I was so oblivious to everything that was going on. So she's fixing my hair. She's just got out of a hypo. She was hanging on by a thread. I'm like, oh my God. We go up to the balcony, which I totally was like, no interest in whatsoever at that point because
were you worried she was going to say I can't be bothered to go up there?
It was
I was just like that way, like I'm very time orientated, like very like I don't know if it's like my job aspect coming out of me, but everything is down to the last minute. So I just knew that this is the plan and this is how it's going to go, like kind of like regiment, this is how it's going to go. So I was just like, right, okay, right, getting myself worked up. And then when she was just like, no, like, let's go sit down, I was just like, no. She's like, but you're in the hypo. And I was like, no, like, we need to go. Like, I'll sort it while I was walking. My legs were going because I was like, obviously she didn't me, but I wanted it to be perfect. I just wanted it all to be perfect. I was feeling shaky still because I was in a hypo, and I was just like, keep going. This urge in me was just like, keep going. We got up there, this lassie's smiling like a Cheshire cat. I'm like, you need to stop because you're giving it away. There's a photographer standing in the corner. Hayley doesn't notice them, thank goodness. And then I just felt the pressure to just do it there and then because they were staring at us. And I wanted us to take it in a wee bit and for her to enjoy it. And I don't even know what I said. I got down on one knee. I don't even know what I said. I was so nervous. I was shaking. And then she was obviously said yes. So took the ring, put it on her finger. I actually think I just showed her the ring. And then she's like, babe, you're supposed to put it on my finger. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, forgot. So I'm putting it on her finger. And she's like holding my face, kissing me. And then I mouth through her mouth talking to her. So it's like, he's trying to take a picture. She thought I was talking about like a random guy was trying to get round us, take a picture. She didn't know there was a photographer there. And
she was like, move to the right a little bit. He's trying to take some good pictures. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then I turn around, there's like a photographer, there's these other people, everyone's clapping. And it was the best thing. It was good. You did good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you did good.
It's so cool.
One thing's really funny about that is most men get nervous when they're going to pop the question because they're worried about the answer. You were like already engaged.
I know. Right. That's what we were saying. She's like, I don't know why I was so nervous. I knew you were going to say like, yes, we've already done this. Like, but I think she just wanted it to be perfect. And it was.
You deserve, and I said it to everybody, she deserves so much more than what anybody in this life could give her, including me. So that's why I just wanted to try and make it perfect.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
Thanks.
So how do you guys deal with, and I know a lot of people ask us this question, so I'll ask you guys, how do you deal with like the trust? I mean, obviously there's no trust issues between Jon and I, there just isn't, and that's weird for me because I do not trust easily. So how is the trust with you guys? How would you explain it to a friend who asks you this sort of question?
I trust her in my life. I genuinely do. And I have put my life in her hands so many times with my diabetes. Like, I don't do that easy with somebody. I genuinely trust her with my life. And, you know, like, I've been in relationships before where if I was going to bed early and I knew, like, the other person was going out, there was a huge part of me that'd be like, oh well, they're definitely going to go and do something, like, and I just didn't really have that trust aspect. Whereas with Hayley, if she was going to go and tell me that she was going to stand in a club and there was like half naked lassies all about the place, I'd be like, all right, okay, have fun. Like I wouldn't worry. Like I know that she wouldn't do anything.
I mean, I think it comes down to, first and foremost, like definitely our communication. You know, we communicate so much. It leaves me with no doubt, you know, that whole trust issue. It's like you said, Rachel, it's not even, I don't even think about it, you know, that because I've never felt for 1 second that I don't trust her.
Now, isn't it amazing that so far apart, two people can trust each other more than they can trust the person sleeping next to them on a daily basis?
Absolutely.
And I think you hit the nail on the head there when you said communication. A lot of relationships don't have good communication, and because communication is all we have as long-distance couples. I don't know. I feel like that has a big impact on the whole trust thing. I think that's amazing.
I think communication plays a huge, I mean, I think it's number one in a relationship in general, but I think that it definitely affects so many different aspects of your relationship, you know, whether you realize that it's happening in that moment or not. But like I said, trust has never ever been, I've never thought, you know, I've never had for 1 minute a doubt about, you know, she gets to, I have Grace, my daughter, you know, at home, and I'm with her 24/7. And Siobhan knows that I don't really, you know, get to go out that much and this and that, but she doesn't, you know, she doesn't have a little one at home. So she can go out with her friends whenever she wants, you know, and she has a wonderful group of friends. I never think or have thought anything, you know, like being untrusting of her when she's out with her friends, because we communicate so well.
I think,
you know,
the good thing about us is we have good friends. Like my friends are amazing. You know, you've got amazing friends. Like, and our friends have got good morals like what we have.
Right.
And even if we were ever to sort of ever even think of a possibility of something else, our friends would probably beat us up. Like, not that has ever been something, but you know, like we've just got a good network of family and friends around us who all have the same morals as us. I think that's what comes down to, as well as morals.
I think from my perspective, just on my life, I always felt like I was in relationships with one eye on the door, like one eye on a window. And, you know, there was lots of relationships I had where I didn't cheat, but there were lots of relationships I had where I wasn't happy. And I've been with people who also weren't happy. And then you both, like, you don't fulfill each other. And then you feel lonely when you're with them. So then you have sex and you still feel lonely, and it's horrible. But meeting Rachel, knowing she was the absolute one, for me, everyone's kind of disappeared. Before, I used to walk around with my eyes wide open and be like, you know, and girls and people I've dated, they've done the same. Like, you know, people keep their eyes open for opportunity.
When they're not happy.
Now there's no such thing as opportunity. I couldn't give a fuck. Honestly, everyone's just kind of vanished. Like, no opportunity.
You guys are so cute together.
Thanks.
Can I just say that? You really are. It makes me happy.
We actually love the both of you. Like, genuinely,
it does.
like, yeah.
It's just refreshing to see, to follow your journey that we're, you know, we get it. It's to see a couple who's in a genuine relationship like you guys are. I mean, you're married, like that's your
are exactly the same as us. You met.
Yeah, I kind of hit the jackpot, I'm not gonna lie.
You did, Rachel. You did. You both did. John, you did too.
It's just flattering me. I hit the jackpot. Because here's the thing now, and this is the truth. A man grows up from a boy and he becomes a man, and he wants a family. Right? That's the goal. The ultimate goal of a man's life is to have a family. Now that takes a lot of dating, a lot of hassle, and then, you know, a lot of stuff, and then you've got to be with the right person. Things don't work out, but ultimately you still want a family. And And I met Rachel, and I said to Rachel, because she's got Ella, and Ella's like 6 years older, and I kind of like...
She's 9 now. She's not 6 anymore.
I said to Rachel, I'm happy getting a front row seat at watching you be an amazing mum. That would be enough for me. Like, I'm happy with that. And then, like, a little while later, Rachel was like, wow. Don't have feelings you are about coming. Surprise. And my whole life changed. Like, that's a fucking prize.
Now, we were not... I think people get so many like misconceptions of when I got pregnant.
What, you cheating?
Like, oh, John, I love you. Oh, hold on a second. Come back and I'm pregnant. Like, that's not how that worked.
Right.
We were not committed to each other because here we are thinking, oh, it's never gonna work. He's so cute, though. We flirt and all that stuff. But I wound up finding myself by myself, but I was pregnant, and John and I decided to commit to each other, and I had to tell him. So let's get that out there.
That is
cheat on John and get pregnant. So
I have to say that is pretty incredible. It's, as a mom myself, it's so hard to that was one of the reasons I was very content being alone, was because to find someone to come into my life was also to find someone that came into Grace's life.
I hear this a lot, right? So, you got Grace, right? But I've heard this so many times. Oh, how can Rachel expect somebody to be like Lucy's dad? Like, and it's like, well, they're a package. That's how.
Yeah,
like,
it is. It's very true.
She doesn't want a fuck buddy. She doesn't want a boyfriend. She wants to find somebody who will take her and her priorities, her kids.
No, I wasn't looking for that at all, actually. You just came around, and I'm like, oh.
Right, but to find someone who's even, like John was initially with Ella, just he understood that she was your priority, and that he was happy, like you said, watching you be a mom and having that front row seat.
I was ready for that.
It's hard to find. It takes a certain type of person, man or woman, to come into a person's life that has a child already, or is having a child, and to step up and be that person, in that child's life, because Siobhan is incredible with Grace, and they have a wonderful relationship. They communicate on their own, not just through me. And I feel very lucky to have Siobhan's family and friends and Siobhan, accept Grace wholeheartedly just as much as they have me. Because like Rachel said, it's a package.
Yeah, you both said it's a package. So like I had the choice of, right, okay, like this lassie has a daughter. Do I just say all the best to you, or do I do the right thing and, love Grace as well as love Hayley? And that's what I chose to do, and they both make it easy to love both of them. They're both just both amazing people, and like just Grace is just the most amazing, smart wee lassie. Like if I was to ever have a daughter of my own, it would be Grace. Like she's just the mini me. She's just like the perfect wee lassie. So they just both make it easy to love them.
And isn't it amazing that a child, and I'm going to use Grace and Ella as an example, and Lucy for that matter, not knowing the rights and wrongs of relationships and friendships and parenting and all of that stuff, because no one's told them what's right or wrong. They just see it. And they can build a relationship with somebody over the phone. Like Ella calls John her stepdad, and the first time she said that, I was blown away. I'm like, what did you just say? I didn't, on her own.
Yeah.
And
I'm like Rachel. I'm like,
calls him that. And I think that it's incredible because a lot of people have so much judgment on a long distance relationship, and you're told what's right, what's wrong, and how it's supposed to work and how you're supposed to do it. But an innocent child grows this relationship without thinking twice about it. And that's why I hate it when people say you can't get to know someone, you can't get feelings, you can't have love for someone you've never met before. Ella's never met John, and she loves him.
Right.
And if a child can do it without being told what's right and wrong, why can't adults just stop being so judgmental?
Oh, Yeah, I agree 100%.
Like
And
people have said we shouldn't have got married because I haven't met. How on earth could we get married if I haven't even met a daughter yet? Like, I've got a brilliant relationship with Rachel's daughter Ella because for a quarter of her life I've been on the phone, and she comes out of the shower and I'm on speakerphone every night. And she says hello. Then she tells me a really boring, long ass stories about nothing.
About school and her friends and her
School.
Siobhan knows those all very well, right?
And then I'm like, Ella, Ella, hey, under my, and she's like, oh, because I get her every time. And then like, I tease her, like we play, like and then sometimes I'm like, Rachel, I love you, and she's like, I love you too. I'm like, Ella, I love you. She's like, I love you too. I think, oh, you.
That's just like Grace and Siobhan. That sums them up too, honestly.
But if me and Rachel can have a marriage and we can have a relationship and we can fall in love, then I can be a dad online. I can be a stepdad. And I remember the first time I bought Rachel something online that turned up at her house she could touch. I was like,
I sent you something first. And you were like, oh my God, you touched this. And it was
no, I did.
It was cheesy cute. I loved it.
I did.
We love doing stuff like that.
So,
yeah. It was before we ever met, so there was nothing physical there.
Yeah.
And so it might sound really kind of gross, but I sent like a little kiss on a tiny little piece of paper, and I put it in a card or something. And I don't even know what I sent with that, but he was just like, "Oh my God, you touched this!" Like,
I
was looking for like I was looking for like tiny little
connection he's ever had.
That's cute.
That is so sweet. I think too with the kids though, when they hear someone being respectful and kind and loving and caring to their mom, that's important, whether they're not realizing that in the moment, but kids are really smart, so when Grace hears Siobhan and I, we don't fight, we don't argue, we're laughing, we're loving, we're catching up on each other's days, we're talking about future plans and all this craziness that we're going through with, visas and whatever it may be. It makes it comfortable for them to also talk to that person as well, because they see their moms happy, and they know that that person's playing a factor in it, and that's really special. So, yeah.
Have you guys filed for the visa yet?
We did. So Siobhan's coming here.
Okay.
Which visa did you file for?
What'd you say?
Did you come to that decision because of Grace?
Ultimately, yeah. Okay. So we went back and forth for a while. I would love to go to Scotland. I would love for Grace to experience living there so she can truly like understand Siobhan's culture and get to know her family a little bit better and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, applying for 2 visas, for Grace and I, and we have our dog, and
the dog would have to come. I love that dog.
I didn't want to bring the dog. That was one of my things, but that was
my thing, that the dog was coming if they were coming here.
Yep. So there was a lot of different factors in it, but then after going back and forth for quite some time, we decided that we were going to do the K1 visa for her to come here.
Didn't they? Did they make it?
Yeah, I've heard that.
90 days.
So, yeah, it sounds familiar.
I thought it was French. I thought that was a French program. The Americans have a word for fiance.
Are you guys doing this with a lawyer, or are you filing it by yourself?
Just ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you terrified you're going to fill it out and then they're going to go, oh, you didn't fill out the 5126 form?
No, you know what? Honestly, she is, but I feel very confident in it. I'm not worried. Like I know that everything's going to go good. If they need more information, they'll ask for it, and we'll just keep going with it. And hopefully by, I don't want to say like a date, but hopefully before next Christmas, we'll be here together.
So this coming December?
Yeah. Well, hopefully before, obviously.
you're doing it cheap and you're doing it on your own.
Yep.
How much have you spent altogether?
As of now, $535.
Wow.
That is
Jealous.
Yeah.
that fiance visa. Whew. But then you have to do all the adjustments and stuff if you get in after you get married and all the other stuff you have to pay for.
Yeah. So it starts off with just that. And then, when she goes for her interview, she has to do the medical, it starts slowly adding up, and then coming here. And then once she's here, after we're married, changing it over to the, or if she wants to get a work permit first and then change it to a spousal to get, it's just, there's so much, then it starts adding up really quick.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't stop. People think that once they're here, oh yay, happily after, but you have years of trying to.
Yep, absolutely.
America. And yeah, lots of visas, and I think there's like a renewal after 10 years or something.
Yeah, yeah. So that was, obviously I'm a single mom, and it's financially.
You're not a single mom.
Oh, I know I'm not.
You're a solo mom.
I know. Yeah, that's good. I like that. But yeah, so initially for Grace and I to go there up front, it was a lot more money. But in the long run, it ends up being pretty much the same. It's just her coming here. It's spread out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long does that visa take to typically get approved? Like how long ago did you file for it?
So right now the timeline's running about it. It really does all depend. So people that have filed in June are just getting processed now. That's what I was told last. So we'll see. And like I said, it all depends on where you're filing from. It depends on, is she bringing a child with her? Is it just her? Does she have does she own property there? There's so many factors into it. Luckily ours it's very kind of cut and dry. It's pretty, I would say, on the simpler side, right, Siobhan?
Yeah. I think really we're looking at maybe October time, the latest, hopefully.
Yeah. Wow. that would be the latest as far as everything, as giving her time to go, because she's going to have to go to the closest
London
US
embassy.
London, yeah. So
I'll come back for a pint, John.
I don't live in London. I live miles away. But
no, well, it's still south of the border for me.
Wait until May, I'll fly into London and we'll, yeah.
Is that when you're going, next May?
You know what?
Yeah.
When I was at the embassy, this is the truth. Everyone said to me, if you're going to go to the embassy, shut your beard. I was like, it's America. It's America. They're not going to care about my beard.
Yeah, Jon, you just have to look like you're so tidy and perfect, because America, we think we're perfect here, and so we need
I went to the embassy.
You know what I mean?
There was little Chinese families, little Indian.
When I said we, I was sarcastic.
There was people from all over the place, but mine was the only beard within 2 miles of the embassy. I promise. I was in there, and I was just like, probably should have had a shave. Because even the little Indian guys shaved were clean shaven with little mustaches.
Yeah, you treat it like an interview. It's an interview.
It's like a job interview. You have to look like you've got it all together. You're prim and proper and all that.
He went, gonna see a love interest. I said, yeah, I'm gonna go Rachel. She's having a baby. Oh, okay. So have you got a job at the moment? I said, well, no, I got made redundant, but I've got a job starting in May, so I want to go for 2 months. He went, oh, okay, criminal record from 2000, and okay, let's have a look at that. He said, you've been declined. I was like, can we talk about it? He was like, no.
Less than a minute.
See you later. That was it. And I was just like, but I've got a letter. I've got a letter here from that. They were like, they didn't even find out about what my conviction was about.
Really?
No, they just looked.
They read it in black and white and made their own assumption,
Wow. Yeah, that's what
I was applying for a visitor's visa, because I needed a visa because I got a criminal record, for a love interest, which is against the rules anyway, because they presume that you overstay, and their job is to presume that I would overstay. I said, oh, you want to go see a woman, she's going to have a baby, you love her, and you're going to come back in a month.
Liar.
So they just said no, and I came out, and Rachel thought I was joking. I said, "Oh," they said no.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, I literally just woke up and I saw a message from him that said, "I love you," and I was like, "Oh God!" And I knew with the 7-hour time difference, it was the afternoon for him, and so I call. And I was like, "Hey," and I'm excited because I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna happen," And what did they say? And he said, "I love you." And I was like, "What did they say?" And he said, "No." And I gave it a minute because I was waiting for him to go, "Just kidding," but he didn't. And I just started crying.
oh my God.
What do you do now? They denied him. Like, I can't fall out of love with him. I thought, Jon, that's it. He can't come here. Jon's out of here. Now I fell in love with someone and he's going to He stuck around. It was amazing. But yeah, it was pretty hard getting that answer. First thing,
Yeah.
pregnant
this
hormonal.
This is why we've been saving so hard, because we could do it ourselves. We could fill out some forms, but we're so terrified we're going to fill out the wrong form, or we don't know the law.
Right.
Well, that and it's not a cut and dry case. Like, you do have a criminal past, and we are probably going to need a waiver, which costs even more money, and we need someone behind us. It's not like
So do you get a lawyer in the U.S. or do you get one in the U.K.?
A US one, because because that's how they deal with it. And
that was on the show, babe. That was on the show.
I don't remember.
I never went to prison. I told the judge what happened, and they let me go. Walk out. They let me go home. Like, I never went to prison. It was never
That's crazy.
turpitude. It was one punch for somebody who at the time I thought deserved it. And the judge said to me, "You can't punch people if you think they deserve it." And I said, "Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. Like, that's why I said I'm guilty, and that's why I've got my bags packed." And the judge let me go home. He said, "Mr. Walters," you seem like a nice guy. Have a nice afternoon," and let me go. So, and that was 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
How long did they hold a criminal record against you for?
With immigration, forever. So,
really?
You can brush your hair in the car.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Immigration.
So you need a lawyer, and that's what it's costing us, $11,000.
I can't. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's if we need a waiver, because the lawyer fees are enough as they are, but
Right.
It'll take 14 months to get an answer back for the first part of the visa, and then that's the second part of it is probably going to be, he needs a waiver. So then that's more money, more filing fees, more lawyer fees. So that's why, and we're, granted, if we didn't do a lawyer, we could.
Oh, because you guys it's different because you're married.
Yeah, we're not doing a K-1 visa. That's the other thing people forget. We're not doing a spousal visa. We're not doing K-1. Every visa has their own cost, and we're doing the immigration visa so that when he does here, he can work immediately. And so yeah, everything's different. Every visa has their own price and rules and time frames.
Well, what's really nice about it is that the woman who's going to be representing us, she actually got somebody into America who was convicted of child neglect. But listen, right?
That's what it says on paper.
No. I'm saying, well, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's awful, but that's impressive that she
said child neglect. So the US said no. They sent her away. Now, what actually happened is her kids were sleeping, and she needed to get some milk, so she went around the corner to the shop, snuck out of the house, left the kids at home.
Neighbors saw her, called the police.
Yeah, and she pled guilty and got 20 hours community service, but she represented that woman, and she said, "Look, it is child neglect, but it was a misdemeanor. It wasn't serious, and she realized she shouldn't have really done that, and it's nothing, like." And she represented this lady, and she got her into America, because there's 20 million women who've done that, popped out to the car, or across the road to go to the shop, and it's not really right, but it was just really nice knowing that what's on paper isn't the same as the crime, and it was nice hearing.
As long as we'll let you explain it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, Siobhan, are you, October or December will come up pretty quickly before you know it. Are you ready to just pack everything up and go?
It's a wee bit scary, I'm not going to lie. And you know, like I'm really close to like my mum and my brother. Like they're my best friends, and as Hayley said before, I've got an amazing group of friends. Like my friends are my family. I've got an amazing job here. Like I started building a really good life here, but ultimately it's home is where your heart is, and like, you know, my friends and family will always be my home, but my home is with Hayley as well. So wherever Hayley is, I'm ready. So whether it's Scotland, America, Iceland, Afghanistan, wherever, as long as, you know, we're under the same roof.
Exactly. I've got no interest. When I got into trouble, they said to me, "Oh, you've got a criminal record now. It means you can't go to America." I was like, "All right, I just want to go to America. I can go to every other country." And they said, "Because you've got a criminal record now, you won't be able to go to America." I was like, "So what?" Like, all right. Then I met Rachel, and it became a problem. Like, I was like, "Oh, like,
yeah.
I don't want to go live in the desert. I got no interest in the desert, and that's the truth. I've never wanted.
I have no interest in the desert either, but I'm stuck here.
I don't want to go live in the desert, but I will. Like, I just will.
Yeah.
And it's really nice hearing you say that, like, because I was going to ask earlier when you said about your friends, like, are you gonna budget for the same amount of back as you were here? Do you think you fly back often, or do you think?
I think I will be able to fly back. Like the good thing about here is like we get better holidays than those in America. Whereas in America they don't get as good holidays as what we get. So
I said to Rachel, listen, I said, Rach, when I get to America and I get a job, can I just negotiate like 28 days holiday? She was like, no. I said, I'll just say, look, I want 28 days holiday, free healthcare.
Yeah.
And we will not get that job.
I'm going to try and fight for it. I can't live without it.
Good luck.
You won't get the job.
John, we'll just start a business, right? We'll start our own business in America, and we'll set the tone for the rest of America. Will follow us eventually.
Yeah, that's what me and Rachel have been working on building our own shop. Because if we learn how to build a shop, we can learn how to sell other products, and then we can have an online business. And when I get to America, we can still have. Like, I didn't want to leave anything. I didn't want to spend a lot of time and effort building a career here that I would have to leave.
Yeah.
Guys, I hate to do this, but I have to drive Grace.
I was actually just going to say Lucy's waking up, so it's actually kind of good timing. Look at
okay, good.
Always interrupting.
Well, Rachel's been making notes. This has gone live on Facebook, so there's like 85 comments of people that have said stuff. So I'm going to go through and delete the ones before Rachel reads them.
I can't even see the comments. I don't even know what to think.
Either. That's the fun part of it, is you can look back later and he's watching. He's on his phone. Yeah, so people are really rude. So before I get to read any hurtful things, he'll just go ahead and delete them for me.
Thank you, John.
That's good. Delete anything that might affect me too. Thanks.
So, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure. Rachel's been taking notes. We're going to put some of this in a little blog, and then we're probably going to share this on our little YouTube.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for participating in this and bearing with us. And
sorry about the beginning.
No, it's fine. No, thank you so much. It was lovely to meet both of you.
So,
yeah, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys too. I'm so happy. And if you do happen to get married anywhere near New Mexico, let me know. And I want to be there.
Want to fly to Boston? Just come on up.
Yeah, you guys are you're invited to the wedding.
We're friends now.
Exactly.
I would so come. Like, oh my God, that would be amazing.
Just come up.
It's going to be a fun wedding. Yeah.
I believe it.
There'll be Scottish Hayley dancing. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we'll stay updated. We'll do another update video maybe in the future. I know you've got to run now, but it'd be lovely to catch up with you, do some more wedding stuff, and maybe catch up with you when you close the distance a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. If you like them, if anyone's watching who likes long distance relationship, Rachel's got some merchandise. That was a little plug for the fans.
One day, one way.
One day, one way.
Booty. Okay.
All right, guys. I gotta run. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I don't know how to leave. Bye.
I don't know how to leave either. Bye. It's just you and me now. Right now they're gone, the foreigners. American foreigners. God.
I don't even know how to exit this. How do I exit it?
I don't know either.
Are we still on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're all on our own.
Hi, Facebook.
So yeah. So now you can say it. So your wedding plans? Are you gonna have a big wedding?
So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a wee small sort of registry wedding first.
Won't tell anyone. Just between you and me.
Just between me and you, aye. And then we're planning on a big wedding next year, potentially in Maine. So it'll be really, really pretty up there. That's like got nice just scenery, like ocean views and that. So that's where we're considering.
So happy for you guys, and it's been an absolute pleasure meeting both of you.
Yeah, you guys as well.
Our LDR buddies now.
I know.
I know. We're big fans of you. We're going to be cheering you on, and we're going to be counting down the days for your countdown. And
yeah, thank you very much. Big fan of yours as well. So yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye bye. I found it.
Bye.
Bye.